Good morning guys and welcome back. It is currently the 1st of May. I can't believe that we are already on month 5 of the year. It's soon going to be time for me to start thinking about Christmas and winter and stuff. But yeah, currently the 1st of May and I have a few bits and bobs that I need to get done today. I have some packing to do because I'm going up to my sister's at the weekend. She also has a YouTube channel which I will try and link in the description, and we're gonna see if we can get a little bit of filming done together over the weekend, so that's gonna be really fun. But before that I have to pack. I've got quite a lot of medications and stuff that I need to take with me because I am really quite allergic to her cat and her dog. I have asthma also, and the allergies can kind of set that off, so I need to be really careful. So yeah, I've got a bunch of medication that I need to pack, obviously clothes, toiletries, all that stuff that needs to be packed, and it's currently Wednesday, so I don't have very long. I've also got a bit to do in the garden. I'm hoping that the weather will stay, it's not great but it's not bad, it's not raining, so I'm going to try and pop out and get some bits done in the garden. I've also got some tidying up to do around here, so there will be some cleaning today, and I think that's it. I do have a couple of other small jobs that I'm going to try and squeeze in, but those are like my big 3. So packing for my sisters, or at least starting packing for my sisters, getting some of the garden done, and getting the tidying up done are my priorities today. I have got work I work from 4, but I need to be ready by 3 because it's quite a long walk. And so what is the time currently? It's currently 9:38. I do have a parcel due also that I've got to listen out for, so it's going to be a little bit manic. I've got my husband home. He is on a week off from work, so I need to try and film around him. He doesn't really want to be on camera. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit crazy, but I thought I'd take you guys along with me so you can see what a standard day looks like in my house. But anyway, I'm going to stop waffling because time is against me today. I'm going to get started with the packing for my sisters first. I'm not going to get everything done this morning for sure, because obviously I have a couple of days where I'm still going to be using some of my medications, clothes, things like that. But I'm going to start getting a few bits together. I'm probably not going to be taking like shampoo, conditioner, body wash. We're only away for one night, and I don't really want to be carting a whole great load of toiletries with me. So probably when we get to my sister's, I'll pop into town and just head into like Savers or Boots or something and get a few of the little minis for the hotel room, because inevitably it's going to explode in my suitcase and cover everything in conditioner. So I'm going to stop waffling. Let's get on with it. Let's get packing. Okay, so these are the first few bits that I'm going to be popping into the suitcase. I'll run through them really quickly in case you guys have the same issues as me. I'm just going to sit here, although you can't see me. Hello. So I have these tablets for my allergies. These are the best ones that I found. They are just a different type of Puriton basically. I find that the normal Puritons are not strong enough to deal with my allergies, and the pharmacist recommended these and they're great. Do not drive on these, do not operate machinery on these. They make you so sleepy, but they're really good. I have a couple of new inhalers. I like to take new ones up with me, even though I've got some, just in case there's any kind of issue with dosing or anything. I like to have new fresh ones ready to go. I have my little magnesium gummies. These are so tasty. I have issues with restless leg, and I'm told that magnesium can help, so I'm trying these out at the moment. So my little magnesium gummies. I've got a cleansing sponge, and this is just some of my retinol night cream. A razor, probably won't need it, but you never know where a stray hair is going to spring up, so a little disposable razor and some toothpaste. Obviously I'll pack my brush when we're about to go, and I have toothpaste already in the bathroom, so this spare one can go into the case for now. Then I'm going to grab what I can of clothes, and extra little bits like this is my little sleep band. It's not the best in the world. I think I'm going to get a better one, but it's got little speakers built in, and this bit goes over your eyes and it's Bluetooth. I like to listen to, I don't know if any of you are familiar, but I like to listen to these Sleepy Cat sleepy story meditation what's-its before I go to bed. I find that really helps me go to sleep, and because I'm going to be sharing the hotel room with my son and my youngest daughter, I want to have some headphones so that they don't have to listen to the sleep story as well, because I don't think they'll appreciate it, but I love it. It helps me go to sleep every single night. If you guys have not tried Sleepy Cat, go onto YouTube and have a listen to Sleepy Cat. Really, really lovely sleep stories. So I'm going to be taking that with me as well. Obviously my glasses, phone charger, editing bits and bobs as well. So I'm going to pop you on a time lapse while I start to put some of this stuff into my case, and then I will go over at the end what I've managed to pack so far. Okay, so I've packed what I can so far, and I will just run through what I'm packing with you guys real quick before we move on to our next job of the day. Let me just get you in frame. There we go. So I have all of my medications and all the bits that I showed you before packed in this end, and then clothes wise I've just got a comfy pair of pyjamas. I've bought my long sleeve top, hoodie and my jeans in case we end up in the garden. We do usually end up doing something in the garden, so I've got those ready to go so that I don't mess up any of my nicer clothes. And I've also got a set of exercise clothes. These are leggings, and this is like a sports bra type sports top thing, just in case I feel like going for a little walk or a little run in the morning before we do anything. It's very unlikely but I do like to pack just in case I fancy doing something like that, because I don't know what it is about being at my sister's, but I'm so much more motivated to do these self-improvement things when I'm at my sister's than I am when I'm at home. I guess because I don't have all the housework and stuff to worry about when I'm up there. But that's as far as I've got so far. I will be packing underwear, socks, the rest of my toiletries, probably a notebook and a reading book, and a power bank. But I'll probably do those on Friday morning before I go to work, so that it's ready to go on Saturday morning. I think we're leaving here at about 7 o'clock, so it's going to be a bit of a dash in the morning to get those last few bits in, so I want to pack them Friday morning instead before I go to work. But that's what I've got so far with the packing. Let's move on now to the next thing, which I think is probably going to be the garden, purely because the weather is not very reliable today and I feel like it's already starting to change. So I'm going to get out there and do a little bit while I can. Okay, so today we are working in the back garden and I have a couple of goals out here today. Goal 1 is to move all of the spent primroses from the hanging baskets into the beds, and job 2 is to start clearing away some of the spring flower foliage that is starting to die off. So I'm starting off in this bed in the middle, which we currently have a very young lilac in. And I'm just roughing up the soil, popping a little bit of fertiliser in here. It's like a microbiome kind of fertiliser, granulated. And then I'm going to pop each of the primroses in until they are all transplanted. I think I've got 8 primroses to move today. As you can see, they are pretty much done for the year. Excuse me. But I know that if I pop them in and they have time to adjust and put their roots down properly, that these will come back no problem at all next spring. So I'm going to pop them in really quickly now, and then I'm going to go around and I'm going to deadhead them because there are still a few plants that have a few flower buds on them. So they're going to have most of them one more flush before they die off for the summer. When these do die off, I'll go over and just pop some annuals over the top, maybe some petunias, maybe some pansies, things like that, just things that will sit on that top layer without really upsetting anything else underneath. But for now, they'll be absolutely fine. It will just give them time to take root and get comfortable where they are, and then hopefully next spring they will come back for us. So while I'm out in the garden and you have some time-lapse footage to be watching, I wanted to kind of give you a little overview of what my plans are garden-wise going forward into the future. Now, obviously we're not talking immediate, we are talking long-term future, but my goal is to have a home with a large amount of land, along the lines of a small holding or a homestead, as you would call in the States. And I want to be able to grow most of our own fruit and veg. I want to be able to grow flowers for cutting, have like a cut flower section to the garden. And I want to be able to keep a few chickens and goats for meat, for eggs and for milk. So that I can be less reliant on supermarkets and things for the majority of our food. So yeah, that's the goal long term. With my very small gardens at the moment, it's just a case of trial and error. I'm rather enjoying the process. I am absolutely not a pro gardener, nor do I pretend to be. I make mistakes all the time. I put plants in wrong places. I don't care for things properly sometimes, even though I do research most of the things that I put in. But now and then I will have the, ooh, that's a pretty plant syndrome, and I will buy it and I'll plonk it in the garden and it will promptly die. So I'm still at, I would say, a beginner level of gardening. But I'm using my small gardens to kind of practice, to get to know what I like, to get to know how certain plants react in certain conditions, things like that. And You know, the main thing that I've found is that you don't always need to believe 100% what other people are telling you, because a lot of the time I do a fair bit of research before I pick particularly the more expensive plants. Before I go and get those, I will do lots of research on how to care for them, where to put them, and they will still die. And I will find that putting those same types of plants in a different position or dealing with them differently, they thrive. So yeah, I'm definitely learning quite a lot as I'm going. I would like to do a little bit more growing of food items, onions, garlic, leeks. We don't have enough room in our garden for big veggies or fruit trees or fruit bushes or anything like that. But yeah, to try and get a few small bits going, just so I can learn, so that when eventually, hopefully, the time comes where I can buy a home that's got some more land, I will be ready to hit the ground running and get things in almost immediately. So we stopped here, I stopped here for a quick tea break with a nice bacon and egg sandwich before moving on to the next bed. So this bed here, as you can see, is pretty much full of spring bulbs, which are almost all spent. I've got a couple of daffodils left that are still flowering, particularly the pheasant eyes, which are really, really gorgeous. I didn't think they were going to come up, but they did in the end. They just came up a lot later than the others. So I'm just going through and I'm cutting back all of the spent flowers. Now normally I wouldn't do this. Normally I would leave these, leave all the leaves and the foliage and stuff until it was yellowed and drooping, as you can see, like the hyacinths are in this, which are the broader leaves. But the daffodils could have been left for a bit longer. So normally I would leave them to die right back before cutting them, because if you leave the foliage on for as long as you can, it helps to feed the bulb for next year's blooms. So you'll get bigger, better blooms the next year. However, I do plan on doing quite a lot of work to this bed this year, change it up and move a few things around. And I'm finding that all of the leftover foliage from the spring bulbs is harbouring some pests, particularly slugs and snails. It's also stopping the perennials. A lot of the perennials are struggling to come back because they are starved of light. And I'm also finding that I don't really know what kind of space I've got there. So clearing these all gives me room to plant annuals for the season, maybe plant a couple more perennials, and just really see what I'm doing. So as I'm cutting the stuff here, I'm cutting it to about 1 inch from the top of the soil so that I can see when I do come to plant things where I have bulbs. So that makes it a little bit easier, because these beds, you know, in the spring they're really, really full and everything's glorious and there's tulips and daffodils and hyacinths and all this good stuff. But then later on in the season there's nothing, because I've not put anything else in where I've been waiting for these guys to die off. So yes, I might sacrifice, I don't think I'll sacrifice blooms. I might sacrifice plentiful blooms, and I might sacrifice a little bit of bulb development and the plants making little side bulbs. But that's okay. It's going to be the only year I do this, and it's really going to help the things that are underneath it to actually come up and come through. I'm also going to be moving a few bits around that haven't really quite worked in this bed. In the centre, behind that white plaque, is a rose that we bought for my husband's late father, which had 2 wonderful years, and then this year something has hit it, and I put some rose clear on it because it was covered in aphids, and I don't know if I put the rose clear on a bit too early and it froze, or if the rose clear had maybe, I don't know, fermented or something in its bottle over the winter, but it very nearly killed this rose. We are trying to kind of pull it through, but it's not looking good. So I've got rid of the rose clear. I think maybe it was just too early to put it on. It was fine last year with it, but this year it's really hated it, so we might need to replace that. So I'm going through now and I'm clearing out all of the tulips from these side pots. These side pots I treat pretty much as annuals. Anything in them, with the exception of the main little trees that are growing, which I can't remember the name of, I will treat as an annual. So I'll cut all these down. I will not expect them to come back. They are not the type of tulip to naturalise anyway. I'll leave the bulbs in, that, you know, if they come back, great. If they don't, not a problem. And I'm just going to turn over the soil, put a bit more fertiliser in, and then I'm going to pop some seeds in. I think I went for dahlias in the end. And I would like to transplant those as they get older and bigger into the beds as I'm clearing them through. So that's just a little talk through of what I'm doing now. I will leave you with some music now to enjoy the rest of my little gardening section. Okay, so I got everything done in the garden that I wanted to do today, plus a little bit more, but in the meantime, the house has been slowly descending into chaos. So it's currently 5 to 12. I'm going to see if I can get all of the housework knocked out before I have to go to work at 3. So, as usual, I am starting with the washing up. This is something that I will always do first thing when I come into the kitchen because it's the thing that annoys me the most when it's sitting there. There's not that much to do today, just a few things to wash, and then I'll put them away and move on to the worktops, the floors and the bins. Same old stuff, different day. I would love to film some different stuff for you guys, but honestly, my life is a little bit Groundhog Day at the moment. I come downstairs, I do the same kind of things every single day, and that's just the way life is at the moment. I'm hoping, I'm actually going to start filming it for you next week. I'm hoping to start going through the house now and just really simplifying things. I've done my declutter, I've reorganised where I can, and it's made a significant difference for the better, which is really nice and something that I wasn't really expecting to happen. But now that I've started, I've got a bit of a bug for it and I really want everything simplified. Like I was talking about in the garden, you know, my goals for the future, my dream for the future, to have my little small holding, or even just a house with a decent sized garden. You know, it doesn't need to be a full-on farm or anything like that. But when I think about that, I think about what that means, you know, growing all my own food, well not all my own food, but majority of my own food, making my own food from scratch. It appeals to me so much. For the last few years I've been having this kind of crisis of identity. 50% of me wants the life that I've just described, that kind of very slow, living off the land, little cottage style of life, and then there's the other half of me that just wants to buy all the stuff and live this very extra lavish life. And usually the latter wins, because usually I will get a bit depressed or I'll get a bit sad and I'll end up going out to the shops and buying a bunch of stuff, and it makes me feel better for a bit. So I feel like it wins most of the time because that's the easiest option, but long term it makes me sad. So I'm going to shoot for the 50% of me that wants a simple, quiet, calm, homesteading life, raising my own animals, growing my own food, cutting my own flowers, and just living in that lovely, slow, comfortable, quiet pace of life. So I'm going to be going through my whole house very slowly because it's a big job, guys, very slowly, and just simplifying things one little tiny section at a time, making that difference in my life, reducing drastically the amount of housework that I have to do, the amount of inventory I have to cover, and then that leaves me more time for doing the things I love, growing the plants, doing the crafts, you know, making life beautiful and pretty and calm. Went off on a bit of a tangent there, didn't I? I'll leave you with me cleaning. I'm just finishing up the kitchen and I've heard from outside this colossal noise, and I've gone to see what it is, and it's my husband. He has started a project, a messy project. So basically our shed door at the bottom is starting to rot away, and he's kind of taking out the rotten stuff and replacing it and fixing it. I was like, why is there a noise? But yeah, it's just him. So if it picks up on the camera, it's just my husband fixing the shed door. See, this is where it's gone kind of rotten at the bottom, and he's pulled out as much of the rot as he can up to here, and then he's patching it with, like, is that tongue and groove? Leftover tongue and groove. Some leftover tongue and groove. We have, it'll do for now. But yeah, if it picks up on the mic, this is what the noise is. Have fun, dear. Hello again, it's now the afternoon. I'm sorry it's really bright in here, but if I pull the blind down, the normal light is just not bright enough to illuminate. So I'm gonna have to be over illuminated and look a little bit like Casper. But yeah, I just wanted to do a little kind of sign off for this part of the day. So I was out in the garden for a little bit longer than I was anticipating I was going to be, and I started the tidying up, but it's now time to kind of slow down for a bit, have a little bit of a rest before I have to get ready for work. So I'm going to sit down and probably do a little bit of content planning. I still want to do cleaning videos. I enjoy making cleaning videos, and obviously you guys like to see them, but I would like to throw some other bits and bobs in there as well. Otherwise I feel like it's going to get really repetitive and boring just watching me clean the same house the same way every day, which is pretty much my my daily routine. I want to pop a few kind of projects in, gardening, cooking, maybe a little bit more kind of lifestyle things, going out, stuff like that. So I'm going to sit down and do a little bit of planning. I also need to try and catch up on my shorts. I haven't filmed a short in a few days, and I was trying to put a short up daily, just to give you guys something to watch between videos really, but also to deal with the kind of content that I can't really make a video out of, things that only take 5 or 10 minutes. I'm not going to make a good video, so I want to try and catch up on some shorts. I'm going to get some shorts planned. If there is anything that you guys would like to see or like me to cover, please let me know down in the comments, and I can have a go at filming some different things. Certainly I want to be filming a house tour in the next couple of weeks. I keep putting it off because I'm sat in the bedroom at the moment, and I'm looking around and it's kind of like a third of the way done. I really want to show you guys, but because we don't have the space to move everything out of the room for me to decorate, I'm having to decorate like one end of the room and then the other end of the room, and it's really quite difficult to try and work that around all the other stuff I'm filming and work and my husband. So it's taking way longer than I anticipated. I really thought I was going to be able to get this room done in like 2 weeks, and not a chance. So this will be part of the tour. I might even start in here because this will be the most recently done room. But I do want to film a house tour for you guys. It will be like a little look around at what we currently have going on, and then I want to share with you my plans for the future, for each room, how I want it to look, how I'm going to do it, what I'm going to do, and then I will continue to kind of film those things as I'm doing them so you guys can see how I have achieved it. And I'm hoping by Christmas this year, 2024, to have 3 big projects done. So project 1 is the bedroom, project 2 is under the stairs, and project 3 is probably going to have to be now. It was going to be the banisters, stairs and landing banisters, but it's probably going to have to be the kitchen now, which I will explain to you in the video. But yeah, I want to have them all done by Christmas, so I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself. So if there is anything that you guys want to see, please let me know so that I can pop it into the content plan. It's getting kind of full at the moment. There's still a lot of cleaning content. Don't worry, this channel is not going to be changing into like a influencer style account in any way, shape or form. But I would like to cover different aspects of my life, just so it doesn't get boring for you guys, and it doesn't get boring for me either, filming the same things all the time. So anyway, I'm going to stop waffling. I'm going to go and get some content planned. I'm going to get ready for work, and I'm going to head off to work for my little part-time shift. And then hopefully I will catch you guys on the other side when I get home from work. Okay, so I just got home from work and I'm absolutely shattered. And I'm just about to head off for a shower and bed. But I just wanted to pop on because a parcel has arrived and I want to show it to you. I can't use it yet because I've still got work, but it's for the weekend and for potentially, if it works, holiday. Okay, so it's basically this nail set. So I've been trying to figure out, sorry about the shadow, I've been trying to figure out what to do with my nails when I go on holiday, because my nails are very short and very fragile, and I also work in a food service environment, so I can't have them long while I'm at work. So I was going to go and get a set of acrylics done, but they are going to last too long. I need to be able to take them off after holiday, and I don't really want to pay that much for something that's only going to last a week. But I also don't want to do press-on nails because they don't last long enough. So I was having a look around and I saw these, which are partially cured gel nails. So I ordered this set. The reviews are kind of mixed, so I'm a little bit worried but a little bit kind of excited. And this set, let me just set it up on the tripod so hopefully I can get rid of this shadow. Okay, so the set comes with a little UV lamp. It's supposed to be rechargeable, but a lot of the reviews are saying you have to have it plugged in. Not too bothered, I don't mind having it plugged in. So a little UV lamp to cure them. A little pot of remover serum to take them off with. And then it came with 4 different colours of nails. So I'm a little bit disappointed because none of these are the same colour that it showed them on the site. This was definitely more of a light beige, whereas it's kind of like a pinky cream in real life. I only ordered one of the vintage velvet, but I have 2. There was a wine coloured one that I didn't get. Instead I got the velvet. I guess they ran out. Quite a nice colour though. Hopefully it looks nice on. And then the last one is birthday suit, which has come like a baby pink, but definitely looked more along the line of, I don't know, like a neutral on the site. So I'm not thrilled, but they're not horrible colours. I'm sure they will look nice when I try them on. So I'm going to try probably these ones on Friday when I get home from work and see how they go. But I wanted to show you these because if they work out, it's more it's quite a big outlay in the first place. I think this was about £60 all in for these, but it's cheaper than going to a nail bar and having them done. And one of the biggest concerns I had with the nail bar was that whether or not they've kind of sterilised everything properly, whether or not they're going to damage my nails. These won't damage the nails, in theory. But I will absolutely show you me trying these. I just wanted to kind of show you them in case you're in the same kind of predicament as me, if you are working in hospitality or in care or something like that and you can't have the long nails but you want some for holiday. These might, if they work, be the answer. So I just wanted to show you those. So I'm going to go ahead and end today's vlog there. Like I say, I'm going to go for a shower and wash my hair and just de-grease myself from work. I'm going to pop on one of my sleep stories. I really like the Lord of the Rings themes one. There's like a Christmas in the Shire, I think that's going to be it tonight. And I'm going to get some sleep, and I will see you all probably on Friday now. I'm going to be vlogging, or kind of trying to, we'll see how it goes, vlog the weekend at my sister's. So I'm going to vlog from kind of Friday morning, the prep, and then I'll vlog through the weekend, and the video should be up for you probably on Monday or Tuesday, if I have time to edit it all correctly. So I will see you then. Have a great rest of the week and have a great weekend, and I will see you then. Night night.